Hello and welcome to the 2022 edition of NCSMI News. I'm Andy Bowman from North Buncombe High School.
And I'm Casey Thurlow from Richlands High School. 75 students from 16 high schools are in Chapel Hill for the North Carolina Scholastic Media Institute. They learn from instructors who share expertise in news, design, yearbook, literary magazine, and broadcast journalism. Journalism teachers and media advisors attend their own sessions.
This is the first time the Institute has been back on campus since 2019. After 2 years of virtual learning, returning to an in-person experience has been an adjustment for many students.
NCSMI is back in action. With the COVID-19 pandemic coming to a thankful end, summer camps such as NCSMI at UNC Chapel Hill are beginning to reestablish in-person interactions and activities, giving these creators the chance to work on the UNC campus once again. We asked some of the NCSMI members their thoughts on the return to the campus after the global pandemic.
So it's kind of been a little bit all over the place because I attended the Institute in person, and then I was a student officer the first year we were online, and then I helped online, and now we're back and I'm working in person. It's been interesting just to watch kind of how things have had to adapt.
Emily LeMayo describes the adjustment from a virtual to an in-person experience.
Well, last year I was just sitting at a desk looking at a screen. This year I'm definitely we're all going around being able to experience the campus and enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to all the other events that are to come since it's in person.
NCSMI News asked students and staff what word they would use to describe the recovery from COVID made by the Institute.
Exciting.
Maybe adaptability.
Inspirational. Interactive.
Despite the COVID-19 pandemic, NCSMI has worked to implement normal camp experiences similar to those before COVID. This is journalism's new day.
This year's Institute had an enrollment cap, but organizers say that they hope to be able to lift it by next summer.
Many would agree that getting back on campus is a good thing. But how has the pandemic affected the way students live and learn in the future? Reporter Aiden McKinney joins us in the studio with more.
Researchers have found that the pandemic has had a very real effect on the mental health of students. We spoke to UNC students about the impact COVID-19 had on them.
Students have experienced many ups and downs over the past 2 years. Remote learning worked for some, but others say they found it challenging.
I think it depends on the subject matter. I think with STEM courses, I thrived better in a virtual learning environment. However, with more humanities discussion-based classes, I think it negatively impacted me just because I think you need that personal interaction for English courses and history courses.
The pandemic made going to college for the first time particularly difficult.
I think it negatively impacted my mental health just because there wasn't much social interaction, and I think it was a important time of life. When I was 18 was when quarantine started, and that's when you're excited about college and meeting new people.
Some students felt a shift in social interactions in person after the COVID lockdown.
People were more cautious, a lot more scared. I mean, you see everything's closed down, you still can't do the same thing you used to, right? So people coming back in, they were afraid to do a lot of things. I think one of the biggest things was handshaking was no longer a common thing. People are afraid of that.
Many schools, like UNC, are putting more resources into mental health and are giving students mental health days to help de-stress. In the studio, Aiden McKinney, NCSMI News.
UNC's Hussman School of Journalism recently unveiled a brand new building, and NCSMI students are some of the first to use it. The Curtis Media Center is a 13,000 square foot building featuring the latest in media technology. It has a podcast studio, makerspace, and TV studio. This week, broadcast students got to put together their newscast using the control room and the set.
In many of the NCSMI sessions, students learned about the role social media plays in news.
That's right. For young people, social media is the most common way to get information, but a popular app is raising some concerns. Reporter Ala Pelletier of Richlands High School has the story.
Yik Yak is a social media platform that allows people to anonymously share their thoughts with others within a 5-mile radius.
I think it's actually pretty entertaining to read through people's thoughts. Some of them are a little questionable, but for the most part, it's pretty funny.
Some college students believe Yik Yak has become controversial and can be the source of unneeded gossip.
It's basically just a website for people to gossip anonymously about people, and we don't need that negativity in our world, and I think that the app really exacerbates that issue and allows that nasty negative gossip to happen.
Other students believe there's a good and a bad side to the app.
I think that it can be positive for finding out about stuff going on, and some of the stuff was just really funny. but I've also heard of like a lot of people getting bullied and stuff on there. There's been like girls literally getting kicked out of their stories from stuff on Yik Yak.
Social media experts say, whatever apps you choose, remember, once posted, always posted. Be respectful and build a positive reputation. In Chapel Hill, I'm Allie Pelletier reporting.
One positive use of social media would be to show off the work you've done here at NCSMI.
That's what I'll be doing.
I can't wait to check it out. Well, that's it for this year's NCSMI News. Thank you for joining us.
Have a wonderful rest of the summer and safe travels home.